It is Greg Milby, community storyteller for Kentucky's Heartland. Janna Clark, Elizabethtown Tourism and Convention Bureau. There is the mayor, Jeff Gregory. And down there on the end, I don't even know what his job is anymore. He's got a new job. But that is Todd Yancey with the Elizabethtown Sports Park. And we are here to talk a little bit more about the Ripken Baseball experience and the new partnership with the sports park, the city, and our community with Ripken Baseball. So, because we made this announcement, and it's a massive announcement, but I wanted to make sure everybody understood how big of an announcement it is and what it means for our community. So appreciate you guys taking time to sit down and chat. And way to be logoed up. That's very nice. Good stuff.
Sorry.
And you're in tourism, huh?
That's
you
right.
You promote this city.
That is right.
That's great. All right. Everybody knows I love Janna. She's my girl. So Ripken Baseball. Cal Ripken, his brother Billy, it is nationally known. You've got Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You've got Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Aberdeen, Maryland, and now Elizabethtown, Kentucky. So the Ripken experience, is it only for people that come into town? Is that the only people that are going to benefit from this? Kind of explain how that works.
So a little bit of background about how this partnership came to be. And I'd like for people to understand that we've been in this business now for 10 years because we've promoted a 10-year anniversary for quite some time now. And so we've learned how to run events and how those events impact our community. So we really were looking for that next level partner in what we offer at the sports park and how to continue to enhance our destination because of the sports park. For example, it's one thing for baseball teams to come in town to compete on the field, and of course they stay in our community. They spend the night and they eat in our restaurants. Everyone sees them in our community. The experience that players and teams get when they play a Ripken Experience tournament is more like a travel vacation. Yes, it's important. They play baseball. They offer amazing services to families at the park, but they also do a really good job of providing an experience for families outside of the park while they are here. It is really seen as, and the word experience kind of sums it up. They're very good at what they do. They've been in the business quite some time. They were looking for another location that matched the quality of what they were able to do in those other locations. And it was a great opportunity for Elizabethtown to partner with a company like that could develop our destination to the next level, along with youth sports.
Yeah. And it's not just about baseball. You would think it's the Ripken Baseball experience. It's not about just baseball. The experience is experiencing other things. So they spend a lot of time playing baseball, but this really truly is a vacation, not a weekend travel tournament.
It is. And so when we opened the sports park 10 years ago, our community looked very different. There were certain amenities that we had that teams really were excited to take advantage of. But goodness, how far we've come and what there is to do for teams and families in our community. And I'm not discounting a trip to visit Louisville Slugger or to visit the Bourbon Trail. But just in our community alone, we're a completely different place than we were 10 years ago. And so it's time to create some programming, some partnerships that will allow us to showcase our community along with showcasing the park itself.
Okay, Mayor, as far as the community goes, this has massive impact for us because it makes our community even more enticing for restaurants and other businesses when you have built-in crowds like you have with Ripken Baseball, right?
Well, if we go way back to what Janna was discussing when she started about the beginning of the sports park, and everybody will remember the great debate about the restaurant tax and some different things like that, which ended up being the funding mechanism for the E-Town Sports Park. I think we're seeing the fruits of that now, because what that did was it allowed us to build a sports park, which gave us a reason for people to come to Elizabethtown, Kentucky, which in turn allowed us to get the amenities that she's talking about that the Ripken Experience came to Elizabethtown for people to experience while we were here. So it's a 10-year window, I think, that we've done things the right way and things are in place now that we're going to continue to see a lot of growth because we planted the seed earlier, and I think the Ripken Experience is a fruit of that labor. And so we have things that we can offer now, and she spoke about the Louisville Slugger Museum and the Bourbon Trail. This isn't just a great advantage for the city of Elizabethtown and Hardin County. This is a great advantage regionally, and I think people will see that. And so now we can have the Ripken experience here. People want to come to Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and there's lots of things for them to do here, and we're going to continue to make sure that there's more all the time. So that's the trajectory that we're headed down.
I know this is a loaded question I won't get an answer to, but are we already seeing some interest in our city, in our town, because of the Ripken baseball experience?
I don't know that I've had any conversations necessarily just because it's so fresh that, hey, Ripken's coming, we're coming, but everything helps, and this is just another piece of the puzzle. Obviously, we can talk about industry on a different channel, but lots of things that are coming here are really pushing us into a different world, if you would, and we're going to really enjoy the fruits of that, and I think that the sky's the limit for this area, and this is just another piece to that.
And, it all worked out timing-wise very well when you talk about the announcement of the SK Battery Park, and you talk about the downtown revitalization that's going on. As these things are happening, this gives them a chance to maybe mold what they want to do downtown to kind of fit the additional folks that we've got coming in with the sports park.
Absolutely. And of course, the office we're in down here at City Hall, I can look out on a weekday, and especially in the summertime, and everybody that works up here will tell you this is true. You look down 31W here towards downtown, and you see baseball players and baseball families, and they're walking around and they're enjoying the boutiques and they're enjoying the restaurants, and they're looking to see what there is to do in Elizabethtown. And I think that's exactly what your plan was 10 years ago.
For sure, and I will tell you that the Ripken, the leadership and the folks that really helped to choose this location for Ripken spent a lot of time in our community. They secret shopped us when we didn't know they were coming. We hosted them on several events, and it was really exciting to point out the things to them that were currently available, current attractions and amenities and cool shops and things going on, but then also to talk about things that we know are going to be here. What else are we going to see in our downtown? What new is coming to our community? And they really wanted to be a part of that. And that's important for us in the tourism world, because you need that built-in partnership for someone that also realizes how exciting it is for us to continue to grow, welcome visitors, and be just that welcoming community where they're here experiencing a whole lot of our amenities and what we have to do here in Central Kentucky.
Yeah. All right, Todd, I'm going to leave you out down there because, on an island out there, I haven't asked you a question, but so 10 years ago when the sports park was created, you weren't here. It's been a blessing to have you here and to continue to have you here, even in a new role. We've been shopped a lot by other towns wanting to get ideas for our sports park, which part of me was like, well, that's kind of dumb, because we're telling them what we're doing and how we're doing it and showing them what we've got, and then they can go build it and it's new. Well, you guys just kind of closed the door on that because you showed them how to do it, but then now you have added the Ripken baseball experience that is truly the Disney of youth baseball. So what does that mean for the park itself to have this?
So for the park itself, when you look at the experience that we're putting on at the park and what we're trying to bring with the teams coming into town, this is really a year-long process and a team planning out this tournament. This is not a, hey, there's a tournament open next weekend and we think we should fill that spot. These teams are planning that out a year in advance, and they're getting ready for that experience. So this is really the culmination of their entire season to come out and have that experience at the Elizabethtown Sports Park. And you match that with what Ripken's going to do operationally on the park with what our team already does. It just changes in what people will get when they come out here. So for example, when they're out here for our tournaments now, every single kid will be announced as they come up to the plate. They will have walk-up music happening every single inning. So it's going to be a lot more excitement on the campus. It's going to be a lot funner. And the Ripken team is going to be intertwined with the Elizabethtown Sports Park team. When you're out there on the campus, you will not know the difference between an Elizabethtown Sports Park team member or a Ripken baseball team member. We are going to be in this together as partners.
Well, maybe you may notice the ones that have like Hall of Fame rings or something like that. 'Cause the ambassadors, I think that's a really cool thing, is these major league ambassadors, these legends of baseball that come in with these tournaments to spend time here. I mean, I may go to the tacos, maybe I go to Poppy's Tacos, and there's Ozzie Smith there beside me. I mean, the chances of that are legit, because those folks will be in town, and you never know who you're going to have in town, because Cal and his brother have a lot of different ambassadors, and being connected with Louisville Slugger, it makes it even easier because we are right here.
It is, and what's fun about having those ambassadors, and they do that with several of their events, especially those larger events in the summer when people are here for a longer period of time. Not only is the Ripken family involved in that, but they have friends, deep, long-standing relationships in the realm of baseball, and people that enjoy working with Billy and with Cal, and it will be exciting for them to be able to see and experience Elizabethtown right there along with all the players. I mean, I don't know how many of them have been to Elizabethtown in the past, but I think we're going to know how many of them have been here this time next year. So.
Yeah, and I think it's amazing. So flipping back over to tourism and the city itself, we talk hotels, we talk restaurants. I guess it's somewhat of a risk for a hotel to open up at some point when you're booking tournaments week by week. But when you bring in an entity like Ripken Baseball where they are loading the schedule, will it make it easier for hotels to make a decision to invest in this community and put more hotels here?
So that's an interesting question because, our hotels are filled with a lot of sports park business now. The difference between how families plan for the Ripken experience and how they have been, for example, over the past several years is they typically plan out earlier and they typically bring more people with them. And so it'll be fascinating really to see how those trends shift a little and at what point hotels know that they've reached their capacity. How does that affect our average daily rate, for example? How does that affect our occupancy? And how do our hotels get involved with these families and entertain them? It's a unique partnership, and I do think it will precipitate more growth. I'm just not sure what direction that will happen. Will it be more hotels? Maybe. Will it be more restaurants? Maybe. But I do think it will be definitely more business for everyone that's in town.
And I think it gives an equal playing field for the hotels and restaurants that we have in town, because some tournaments you have host hotels. And so that kind of maybe leaves some of the other hotels out. Now it's everybody is for themselves, so that gives them an opportunity to promote their hotel, promote the community, and promote it to Ripken Baseball. Maybe you might see I think you're going to have a better variety of options for people, whether it's food or housing. Or
Absolutely,
lodging.
absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about our local kids, because you've got all these kids, and that's the talk. Janna, how many times have we heard this?
How many times?
We go way back to that about that's not for our kids. It's not for our kids, and that's been proven wrong. It is for our kids,
right.
And they spend a lot of time playing on these major league quality fields and the upper level soccer quality fields that are out there. So what does it mean for our youth kids that play rec ball, that don't play travel ball? What does it mean for them, if anything, that Ripken Baseball's here?
So when Ripken representatives came down to the city of Elizabethtown months back when we talked to them, one of the questions we asked them, how is this going to affect what we're doing with our local rec leagues in Elizabethtown that are participating at the sports park? And they said it won't affect them one bit based on the schedule that you've showed us. And matter of fact, we think we can improve that situation. So the Major League Baseball players and the Hall of Famers that we're going to see in town from time to time are going to be, those kids are also going to have the opportunity, if things fall like they should, to be in front of those Hall of Famers and those Major League Baseball players and hear them talk. And they're very rec league oriented. The Ripken organization is. They want to be able to participate when they can and help out any way that they can for our local leagues, because they know how important that is. So the baseball teams for the last several years or few years that have been playing at the sports park, that's not going to change. Always we're going to have youth football out there. We have youth soccer out there. We have youth softball out there. You're going to see those kids still get the opportunity to use that sports park just like they have the past several years. So none of that's going to change. We made sure that was the case. They embraced that. Not something we had to negotiate. They embraced it, and they're going to look for ways to even improve that situation. So it's going to be a great opportunity for them as well.
And I think they embrace it because Aberdeen, Maryland, that's a
great example.
I think that's a connection point to Elizabethtown. When I look at Pigeon Forge and I look at Myrtle Beach, not necessarily the connection with us. More of it's a little different, but we don't have Dolly. I'm sorry.
We don't.
We don't have Dolly, and we don't have.
We have
beaches.
Jeff.
We've got Jeff. He's no Dolly. He's all right, but he's no Dolly. But I think Aberdeen, Maryland is a great connection to that because they do support the local kids there and spend a lot of time working on their skills and giving them an opportunity to enjoy baseball at that level.
And when they talk about Aberdeen, of course it's the hometown of the Ripken family. When they talk about Aberdeen, it is exactly the way they hear us talk about E-Town. And so immediately they understand that. They understand that need that we have to want our community to be considered their home away from home. And there's no other organization that matches their passion for that. It just doesn't exist. And I will say this too, while we're talking about baseball, yes, Cal and Billy they played baseball, they started in baseball. We're talking about diamond sports, so we're talking about softball too. And so I just want to be clear that they're looking forward to incorporating softball into their programming. It's a growth strategy for them, and if anybody can grow another area of their company, my money is on the Ripken experience because they're super good at it. We wanted them to be able to come into our community and continue to expand what we offer people when they come to E-Town, and they saw softball as another great opportunity for their company. So I just wanted to throw that in there so that we don't overlook it when we're talking about MLB ambassadors.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, Todd, talk about the sports park. What changes happen there? What will we see as a community at the sports park that's different than what it is now?
Sure. So specifically, I like to bring up one area that's close to me, which is the Miracle Fields. When it comes to this, we've always looked at ways to engage in the special needs community and how we engage on that Miracle Field and put it to use. That's been important to our daily operations. And when we brought that up to the Ripken team, they were all on board with that. They wanted to be a part of it. It wasn't us asking them to do it. They were all in on that. And so they are going to be working hand in hand with us and our naming partner of the Miracle Field, the Sicilian Bank, to bring in some special events to help our community with special needs. So there'll be 2 different events at least to begin with, and we're going to map that out, but you will see that coming very soon. So we're excited about the Miracle Field and how they get to put that to use. In terms of the operations of the park as a whole, you'll definitely get to see the experience where they're going to have 4 full-time employees that are living here in the community that are based on the Elizabethtown Sports Park. So they'll be engaged in the community year-round, not just coming here for the summer or just for the tournaments. They're here, they're a part of our community, and we're excited about that. And they'll be engaged with our team and how we build that experience.
Awesome. All right, speaking of our community, because we have a great community. It is a caring community. I mean, we show pride. I mean, I really feel that Elizabethtown and Hardin County is an amazing place to call home. What can the community do to support not only the sports park and tourism, but Ripken Baseball experience? What can we do as average Joes and Janes to make a difference in this venture?
You know, we would probably all have similar answers to this because we talk about it all the time. The first thing that Ripken said to us, the second thing they said to us. The first thing they said to us is, what an amazing facility. So well operated, so well maintained. We love that. But the second thing they said to us is, the people here are amazing. We can't wait to work with people, like-minded people that have a lot of goals and a lot of aspirations for continuing to make the E-Town area as friendly and as welcoming as it is, even under growth, during growth strategies and during a time of change and a time of real excitement for economic development for our community. Would you all agree with that?
Agree.
So I think, and I find myself saying this a lot, is what people that live in Elizabethtown can do is, when you see a team in a restaurant, ask them where they're from. Ask them how they played that day and what they enjoy about the sports park. If you own a business and you have someone coming in, and if they are here for a Ripken experience, thank them. Tell them we're glad they're here. That sort of thing goes a long way. Another difference between the Ripken experience as far as events at the park, there are no gate fees associated with the Ripken experience. So people in our community, don't be surprised if people start getting out to the sports park more often to watch games, to see the teams, to just experience what it's like, that festival atmosphere. You know, Ripken Baseball is really good at merchandising. There'll be a wonderful retail store there. They bring with them some really fun partners to do some different things. And so it not only speaks to the park, but it really starts to involve everyone that lives in our area. So stay tuned. The schedules will be out there. The best way to get that information is to keep checking, look on the sports park's website and check out the schedule. We'll be promoting it. You'll hear from us on social media. But really, it's a community all-in effort.
That's good. Mayor, what about you? Anything else to add to that?
I think what's the most intriguing to me is we're very proud of our sports park, and that's been said for years. We're proud of our partnership with tourism. We're proud of our partnership with SFC and the job that Todd and his staff do. And so I think joining what we have here already with the Ripken name, which Cal Ripken Sr. had a great name in baseball for all the years that he was involved, which was basically all his life. Billy Ripken, good baseball player, has a great name in baseball. And they say that Cal Jr. guy had a good work ethic. I don't know if you all have heard that or not, but he's got a pretty good name in baseball. So the Ripken name, as well as what we have going here with SFC, I think was just a great opportunity for us to make a partnership there, and we're really excited to see how that goes.
Yeah, the vision 10 years ago, I guarantee you, wasn't this. There's just no way. I mean, I'm sure there were a lot of great thoughts and dreams, but I think this probably surpasses most of the dreams that were for at least the baseball portion of the sports park.
So it's interesting you say that, because the goal has always been for the sports park to help our community by providing economic impact to our community, provide business to to the people who own businesses here, to get more visitors to our community to see what Elizabethtown is like. And this literally does exactly that. And I joke with people all the time, because I always people think that I work in the baseball business or in the sports business or I'm in the soccer business.
You sell T-shirts.
I'm in the tourism business. And so at the end of the day, I want people's experience when they come to Elizabethtown to be good no matter what they're doing or where they're going. And having a welcoming community and having people in the community that kind of know that and have that same pride is really important in that equation. So great opportunity for that too.
Yeah, and we should take pride in that park. It's been here 10 years, and it looks like it's like 3 weeks old. It really is, and it shows that the employees out there and the management out there really take pride in it as well. So, Todd, anything else you want to add to that? I mean,
No, I'd love to add more to that, but I can't sum it up any better than they just did. So
Janna stole the thunder. She does that, I'm telling you.
We should have put her third seat.
We'll work. I'll put that in the after show notes.
Yeah.
We'll do that for next time. But hey, thank you. I know it's been kind of we're 20 some odd minutes into this, and we could probably talk hours about the sports park and what it means to the community and what the future holds. But I appreciate you guys taking the time today to chat about it, and I'm sure we'll have many more chats, because as it grows, we start to see new things kind of bloom out of this.
And if there are ideas out there, if you own a business and you're interested to see how you might be able to get involved, it would be really cool to hear from some people that maybe didn't know how they fit into this type of partnership in the past, to kind of step forward with a neat idea. We welcome that. That's an exciting opportunity for everyone.
All right, 2023 is going to be an exciting year at the Elizabethtown Sports Park as the Ripken baseball experience comes to town. Todd Yancey down at the end, he's got a new job. He's still at the sports park around there, but he's got a new gig, but you'll still see him a lot. This is Mayor Jeff Gregory, easiest job in the world. Literally. They're just bringing stuff to you, just handing stuff to you left and right, and you're just signing off. Yeah, that's great. Janna Clark, the queen of tourism. You've got it down, and I appreciate all the work you do to make our town look so great around the country.
Thanks. Thank you. It's fun.
All right, we're in the mayor's office. And I'm telling you, this mayor, he's got a rough gig. Because this is the noisiest office I have ever been in my life. So if we can't get the mayor a better office than this, we got to figure that out. But we appreciate you letting us come out and hang out with you. I'm Greg Milby, community storyteller, and this has been Kentucky's Heartland.